abusia NPP eja edem dendenden a enya asem ketewa eno ana kyese ohwem yi abonye DC ene enkrofo bi asoma no asi party nim kan sem ahodo eno ene mpanimfo ni bi nso ohu kyese utimi se omo pese omo do omo nan etiam nipa ba akote se eye Kwabena Agyepong abusia wababonte a okondem nsem abusia abonye DC mu eka ochemu a omo ya small boys kra wo party nim omo ba mu enche bia na mpanimfo bi a omo ba party nim acheye omo kra ye din a omo ehwese de nyimasi ko ntabronye on shut up eni nkofo bi omo kasa nyina no omo shut up isanse omo ba party nim no encheye omo ba party nim na nsenya ono Kwabena Agyepong ene ne nkofo bi ene omo ba party nim enya asam keto acheye na nso omo kra enye omo adwen sebe omo beka ensem bi a emfata na ense eno na Kwabena Agyepong ede nsem ya betu na busia enye yize utimi se ensem ebebo aba esanse abronya di si na nsei na ni abriye pa why na adwen se ensem de beka bi pa yenkokwe TV mrai ba beto aso
na kire se chairman a wodie ni nyina no wɔtwe ne ho afiri mu enkomo yi wotiye eto sen na senso kra na mo party amamra no eka se BBC esia
Kwame menya akwanya ne faso achia wetifu nyina na wakafo afenya nkopon bambo ne shra dia mo bia bako Stephen Tini will be a menim no ache or party no with the first vice chairman that me asem a ha make a crack say about 3 months ago me he was in good condition. But it appears something nipa Agyapong dende sebinye in sebunukra. But as the highest officer of the party, I was expecting so by now maybe at the steering committee level and I be be a nipa be who say be koso and I would have had some medical report about his condition. And no actually no party I'm a report. I think that it would have been better for the party, NPP, in the NSK report, but rather than a free family basa. And I'm very uncomfortable discussing some of these details, especially Agyapong, and then with the leadership issues that should be dealt in the boardroom of the party. But whatever happened, the party, Yawamra. And the Imran were very clear and very simple. If it gets to a point now, the chairman of the party, Unikrumha, and now say, or medically incapable of carrying out the functions, because this is a very clear cut line. And Tina, your party, your chairman, your first vice, your second vice, your third vice, all because you need to say, a very possible say almost 9 at the same time, and I don't at the same time. See what the hula baloo is about. I would have thought that by now steering committee would have met and had a discussion because I'm trying to call National Council, be a national executive. Steering committee this year. No more discuss issues, near prepare agenda. I the Bebre National Executive Committee. So far I haven't heard Sibia Bisa Hakoso. There's a man who pay at 10 o'clock we've been summoned say Yemra for National Executive Committee. Mean to me enter and agenda because meaning Obian communicated the full agenda to me. But we have been invited as such. Mestre party for Kasano ya dosu. Umemu any party the Edinia do Kasapa any day any edited.
Yes, and son of Bahono. Mammy, son letter ye free a chairman 17 Hobayano. He caused them to write the letter. And now, sir, a Yabusiana who is a situation into a match of pair the OT.
Well, it will be difficult for me to intimate because to tell them a kind. Chairman in team is the highest officer of the party, one the chairman of the party. And a party steering committee day to day only extra party through the general secretary of the party. And it's our question really, I do believe that perhaps it's the General Secretary who will be in the best position to answer. So, na se bi kwa se bi ana make am say wonwa kan kire kwa na se yen nipa yare na se hu se bi o yare na ekohwe no ni hu se bi ana pomudin enya she say yen as a party at the steering committee level omehia na omadi hu kita ho na oma take a decision na ansa na oma free conference neck na omadi abeto yenim se bi a neck say ni say na se ntibia NEC should give approval for a particular decision. I cannot tell. The first point of call will be to the party. So, that party now. The first point of call is the party no amane. Na party no be share the steering committee. Na omoti asemo akati bia there's a medical report to be an afe na take a decision in view of what we have seen irrespective what the constitution says na first vice chairman will then assume the mantle and act as chairman of the party so set time will be recover because he already timiba and within so you can recover and come back because the mandate no ends so I think in a year's time, 2026. And I cannot add my voice to all sorts of rumors and I'm around. See, I may say, let's see who's a party, a party, a party, assume on mine, papa, a party in a traditional Abuame Kabima Minkabine, the democracy that we are enjoying is largely through the exploits and the dedication and then the sacrifice of this political tradition. Tinene, ye work at man and kebi a mem. And Timijiri said, a se fata. Says away a party penny, now umba upon tia. Can be a so can be a bema party no ISM to present a more polished image of the party. And to your best party form. A chitafu and peninfu. We show Macasai. And ye menina ne tutu abonting.
Papa.
Me too.
Mehunu social media activities bi a mon crofo bi eye ba kon eye chama abronye minim se wahun de wabie wono social media channel a oye mehunu wankasa wafa se aboa papo wono so de wo ye gidigidi chese aye personal we di take we nu ade enti empani ni ho muni mra ambatimi abra saade yi
ye wo mra and apart from that so winning responsibility as a senior officer of the party omo abomudin na omo ye officers of this party enti mo kwa na mo share to the implementation of emra enforcement rather of any provisions of our party's constitution. Now, a certain development may baffle your party more than a hygiene. So, and penning for as a woody party, naming almost and no more buying and no money, and be saying I am crying, may I name a panel. Woman, obviously, and then Pino Matising, na and Toqua. The Casa and Fata, and Nidia, Yadima, your farmer, and no. And my party for a how a boo bem a show makuma. The party is looking for a leadership. A bet kind boom, like a glue to weld the top of the party together. Because they say in unity we strive. So and kabum here as a political party. In a fair party no. We are so two party. Oh yeah, Diane Ton son, one friend Nasi and no Yamishia. So the political party should have commonality of ideas and minds. You better respect yourselves. You do any deal and no never in Chilman be free. And they are there for near my benti and this encountered to know. Who could you not be now someone? And so will be crafona or betting a recording. Or record it or no betting any. The social media output, not the above on 20, the workers say, Bidom, now, so we are officer of the party. You are under the provisions of the Constitution. constitution ni kyerɛ kwan a ɛsi ɛfa so nti sɛbi wɔn a obi koraa nyɛ adwene wɔ nneɛma bi so a nyi ne sɛ ne kwan so anaa ne fɛ so ne sɛ mobɛba abɔnten na mobɛgu party no ho fi ɛyɛ very bad and I think that it is something that we will discuss today and take some really hard decisions. But as a discipline, we've got to enforce order and discipline and respect for the party. Party, so associate any of us and penny for back up. Then so party, the ebetna, your ma, your nana, no, baby, for party, and they are song or mind Ghana. And so I am for protecting the sanctity of the new patriotic party. Timi who say obi epeja na no kasa di tia party no kasa sebi emfa edo entry edo especially after an election in who dey see ye party for the ebufuo and call out and go to aba amayen entry ene your opposition. This is the time to learn, to have sober reflection. If here nyansa nye etitwasem, you hear abotre, you hear any people who have shown in their life Oma dedicated to the struggle of this party. Kwame, take party no. And then I can remember Kebiaba and I fancy and Kwaya Juno Biaden and Sa Nam Azie. And so this party was formed at a time of extreme difficulty in this country when we were in the military rule. It took some of us, at the risk of our professional development, at the risk of our life. It was life-threatening in those days, in the early 90s, to be associated with our political tradition. You come meeting Kwanisi, and Kolana Bano. The last statistic I checked, we said electric here, over 50, 9%. The majority of the electric, they did not experience the difficulties of the 40 years the military dictatorship. And I think that they are taking our democracy for granted. And it will be a sorry. People should respect themselves. They should hold the party in high esteem because party in party in being also saying NPP. Into your best Kasana. Nipa pese ye fa party ni boy about study one more dia. And yen na idea. Yen niema ebema sebi. Ekitafo, one more mbufu, or matching muhunina, a beba party no de edo, any day ebama ho. Neno nebema Ghana for who say, NPP for my home that we should go back to our roots. What worked well for this political tradition. Na yen and it's baby a bano cafe. So I know, that's a one cafe, and no, it makes you a good politician. That cannot be correct for me. Into a idea, happen across the political divide. Into Emma and papa, those who can serve this country properly. The tree and what I hear you, mapa. Who free politics? Politics will be populated by misfits, people of no character, people of no ethic, people of no principle. Party politics, no governance. You should have a profession like some of us do have. And sana, a man associate the sum of mine Ghana. Who do the other boy? I shall make sure that or mine a ye. Into a man yourself ye. Now a man do say ya. Na Yakudin Kugu. Instead of us exercising extreme restraint. Na Yakwetri. I am too way at the National Council. Say, after Professor Okwe report in the bias. For me, that was the most important thing. The party should have called a few stakeholders, the steering committee, those of us who have run the party before as former general secretaries, in conclave, because many were confidential. Now, extracted from the report, and Nema here say a bedi a party no bisi kwampaso ibenya ahoden a pushy party no towards 2026. But what did we see? So if it's business as usual. Oh, yen tonkoso, o can be any pen be MPC ebeti. Yenye enyema ebe boa party no nyina. And near my party, no, I am strong, not for any particular individual. That is very important as a political tradition. And I want to be an advocate. Me per se, party for me slemo. Yen ye party no ho. Yen o my Ghana no ho. Yen say ye this inflammatory language. Kasa ya. Kasa edin papa mu. Kasa edin tokwa. Yen no ente insietri. Na abato de adwenkyerɛ kebima men kebi na ɛnsi who say the real focus and purpose of governance is the welfare of the ordinary man. Ghana for ye di especially wɔn mu ni bi wɔn mu adwen te ni saa tema no na feel say politics ni ye be fa ne abedi ade ne ya be hyem krofo so ne ya be pesika ne ya de akyerem krofo a ne no nti na ye politics nti ye be se and pending for a D equanim, a dear who bought for real Stephen Crekunum, J.A. Addisonum, Apia Mincanum, Amobidiaco, A.K. Deku, Jamfi Bikai, and pending for a toy yard dying, a Dubuatini, J. Kufor Detia. People who sacrifice their lives.
Which are Agenim Boating.
Yes, Agenim Boating. So, it's the new crop of people I see now, they don't bring every party and a party today. Here I as the young executive forum. Yene Kujuban Reduma Kosio Soji Kandapa, Cecilia Dapa, Gladys Asma, Courage Kwasika, Nomia Disian. But so maybe I need 2 years free bottom. Menami Abrante on 29 years, contributing money at the end of every month from a small salary as a young engineer with the Ghana Highway Authority. At the NSC, why have we come this far? What is going on? And I think that today's meeting, I pray and hope that calm should prevail. You hear cool heads. You know, ahead there, Nipa Bako in the BPS3, I'll be crying franca. You need Nipa Kro. We finish one electoral cycle. I think the year best started another electoral cycle. I didn't know Ninyanti asiafe eye den enipa na beto aba party for no esu kire en say look your delegate system no ya dey unhappy with. And Professor Okoye's report, although mean from an here, most of us haven't seen it, and I don't even understand why that senior members of this party have not been given the opportunity to review this report. Nankebia enema papa a woman ye betimi dia ye e dia kekire party no ye ntimi mfanye na adane social media ukoso and tokwa ekoso me support us mesi we obentin we to money we sani ese party sani ye no kama ameto sana ye started here in 1991 kama ameto na sana tie ye ba ezo no ya mesimu adan ya mejinsa ase ye ba die ye tu ye wote e de beye adwuma e de boa ekuno mekuno e beye ihram, and so that generations unborn can benefit from the values and the principles and the virtues that really founded this great political tradition, which has survived the over 67 years of Ghana's independence. It's really a tragedy that I see certain characters now at the forefront of our party, embarrassing our party, kicking somewhere anymore emphata. Na mpeni for no say so original manaso etu for the nancy form ehye ma pa no so obi ayedin. I will speak up, and I want today's meeting, I pray say ene obi an kai say osunu no na yesom osunu no sum esusu obi a se de edubo he baya oko sana president Kufo baye oko president Akufo do aba oko sana tie. Party is the vehicle that we use to transform our society into transformation of Ghana. And on every again, and near my baye, Bema Ghana, ye Kabere, Ghana baye, a crocassie, nay, you see a politician. And Kobasa, ye bad politics, ye fool, and now you bring a free, and now the enemy a bush of moving into the area. That is not the essence of politics. And I want to encourage all right thinking, public spirited individuals who are NPP people, and in fact for Ghanaians for that matter. Let's rise up together. Let's have a critical mass of right-thinking people dedicated almost to buying Character matters in politics. Subampa, here, the character of people, the type of leadership that we have. Because all the wars that we've seen around the world, sometimes it's a word or two spoken out of 10. And no, they did a crumby brave. Woman, into your threat. Me could be any party for pending for a party for a cheetah for. Politics is not about individuals. Yan sum a tradition, yan sum a party, that the party no be pejano biano. Ni na di ahokeka atanity. Na se say there. Look at the party no, you sum nipa ba ku mienu. Eni ama sika kran so abedi enim. Obi enya sika. You don't even know the source of the money. And they are spraying it around and then collapse etu ni edi etri. It is a country that we want to build. Are we going to worship money in this country and materialism? That for me is not it. And I'm going to fight that. And if I become the lone word person standing up, I will do so till the day I have my last breath. Inti Kwame, I'm very passionate this morning because some of us, we put our whole life, our professional development, and everything on the line to sacrifice and work hard for this political tradition. And I'm not going to be alive and sit there and allow a few people and obviously baby ban come and disrupt our party and destroy our tradition.